Ayo, welcome back to the channel. Um, Today's video, as you'll probably see in the title, is Never Meet Your Idols. And I'm starting to feel like in 2024, we're just seeing um, maybe how, in a way, everything online is like highlighted now. If you're famous in a way, like the dirt you try to hide up, or you know, just try to not have eyes from the public get onto, will come to light and you will get exposed. I mean, P. Diddy, um, Dr. Disrespect, the whole Chris Tyson situation, which is a good segue because I wanted to talk about the Mr. Beast situation. So, for one thing, I never really looked up to Mr. Beast as an idol, or I thought he was like didn't even think he was like the coolest YouTuber ever. I think maybe 5 or 6 years ago, I would watch some of his videos and I'm like, wow, this guy has a lot of money and capital and influence to like make these challenges and stuff. And like nowadays, it's more commercialized and I don't know, just something about his demeanor reminded me of like an old emphasis on old friend that ended up being like just a fake person and they're not in my life anymore. And just that whole friend group, like the way he behaved and stuff reminded me of like, and I'm just assuming here, at least what I see from like Mr. Beast videos had the same thing. So like something deep down, I was like, something is off about this man. And now I kind of feel a little bit validated that this stuff is coming out regarding Mr. Beast because the emphasis on allegations, right? I have to preface it this that these are allegations, but man, do they seem very, very bad if they end up being true. Especially the Chris Tyson stuff with like going on Discord, talking to children underage, and the fact that he transitioned from a man to a woman. I don't even know what do I would call him, a she, him, she, her. I don't. I'm trying to come at this at the best angle, but I'll just say she because she transitioned into a woman now. Um, their behavior in total is reprehensible and it's very sinister and evil, in my opinion, because you have all this fame, wealth, and influence, and you decide to do these horrible things. I mean, you can look it up. I mean, it is a very popular topic. A lot of people kind of are putting their 2 cents onto this, like I am right now. And and I think Mr. Beast or Jimmy, as his name is being used a lot more lately, is at fault for this since he was Chris Tyson's best friend at the time. Or I don't even know what the relationship is now after all this stuff has come out. They're not on the Mr. Beast channel anymore. And it just blows my mind because his fall from grace in terms of his opinion from being like YouTube's golden boy, maybe he's still up there, but he's definitely not top one. For me, it's always been PewDiePie. The guy's been authentic. He's had some mess ups in the past, but he's just one dude. No conglomerate. He just has a family now, and he lives out in Japan, and he has a son and some dogs, and it's really wholesome. And I thought, honestly, I think PewDiePie is like the prototypical like that's who I look up to. But I don't know if I ever want to meet him in person because, like most famous people, like you don't want to meet your idols because at the end of the day, your expectation of them, you may put them on a higher pedestal. Most people do. That's why there's like these, stands and people that idolize celebrities, which can just come off super cringe and pretty lame, in my opinion, because it's like, aren't we all equal in some fashion or form just because this person got maybe more talent, luck, all these factors into place makes them better than you and I that I'm talking to in this video? I don't know. That just kind of seems like wrong. Just something about it like deeply disturbs me because, like, for example, like if I had to meet like I don't know, two names that pop in my head: Travis Scott and Ryan Reynolds, because of Deadpool, and I like listening to Travis Scott music. If I ever met him in person, I don't know if I really want to. I don't know how it would go. I don't really want to go out of my way and meet these people because it's like I just go from the perspective of if I was in their shoes, I don't know if I want people walking up to me or I'm just going about my day. Like, I just kind of feel like it would be like a bother. Like, it comes from almost an ego sense of like, well, I want to meet this person so I can show off on social media that I took a picture with a famous person. Haha, look at me, look at me. It's very vain and just shallow. And I find those kind of things repulsive nowadays. If you have anything like that, then get out of my life because life's too short for that shit. And I'm not about it. And I like to read my comments too, just to kind of get some feedback. And at least in my last couple of videos, it's kind of crazy how like people just make a whole judgment on you. I mean, I guess that's the internet, but I'm just getting used to like, wow, people will comment on things that they don't know the whole picture on. But I guess at the end of the day, that's all what we're doing. So I kind of get where they're coming from, and I'm kind of doing that here a little bit. But I could still share an opinion and kind of shed some light on it in terms of like the situation. Maybe people have these similar thoughts to where like it kind of resonates with them because Mr. Beast has like these chocolates and they're like crap and they're sugar packed and they're just not good for you. They had Mr. Beast's burger. I tried that. It was very mid. Just pretty bland burger. Honestly, rather have In-N-Out. McDonald's even. McDonald's is better than Mr. Beast burger. I don't even care. Smash Burger, throw it in there. Five Guys, even though Five Guys is really expensive. It tasted like slop, like burger slop. And I'm like, okay, this guy just wants to, diversify and make more money. He wants to be the best YouTuber. But behind the scenes, at least from the stuff that I read regarding like mistreatment of people, horrible living situations, possible sexual allegations with women on like the 100 women versus 100 men video. I mean, crazy stuff. And just the Chris Tyson stuff to kind of reiterate that point with, children. Yeah, that's, whew, talk about we're getting into some very depraved areas of evilness, I think, in, a human psyche. I think we're all capable of good and evil. But for some reason, once you start getting a lot of fame, influence, and money, those things, maybe like sins, like greed, gluttony, pride. I think pride and greed here are huge factors for what Mr. Beast has turned into. And it's not to take away from some good things that he's done, like, some philanthropy and stuff, but it kind of gets diminished when stuff like this happens and you're just like, wow. Like 3 or 4 years ago, my opinion on this guy was just like, oh, whatever, he's a big YouTuber, like, cool, good for him, he's doing good things. But now I'm like, damn, this whole time, this stuff was going in the background, like, it totally takes away from anything good that he's done. And in my opinion, just makes him seem very unlikable now. I read like there was a no clause thing where like no doesn't necessarily mean no. I mean, wow, talk about a crazy statement to make. And that was in regards to like filming locations, buying out stores. Like it just kind of robbed people of their autonomy and respect. And like it's like, oh, if you go to Dollar Tree, if one guy says no, make sure to try like 5 others to see if they'll risk for their job or, push the envelope a little bit. So, make sure they're also a Mr. Beast fan and da-da-da this. And it was like, that's the lamest shit ever. Like, yeah, not a fan of Mr. Beast now. And, I don't know. You just kind of, one takeaway from this I want to say is that, really don't meet your idols. Think for yourself. And even though this situation's still going and it's allegations and maybe more will come out, or I don't know, maybe this video will get debunked, but I don't really think so. I'm feeling pretty confident that I don't know if he's really going to comment on this. He's going to like do a Cody Co thing and just like not acknowledge it, which is pretty shitty in itself, or even address these claims. I think silence here is pretty poor if I was in his shoes. And at the end of the day, these people are just people like you and I, and they're capable of, doing things that are pretty horrible and not good. So, yeah, let me get the word out there that at least you got to maybe go with an open mind that, idols, actors, idolization in general for famous people is not the way to go in 2024. Like, we got to nip that in the bud now. Because if you're doing that now, I pity those kind of people. Or maybe someone watching this right now, I'm sorry. Got to say it. I mean, come on. Have some self-respect for yourself. No need to look up to these people like they're gods and, like, have all the answers in life. They just got lucky, maybe have more talent. I don't know. All these factors came together to where they are now, but doesn't give them the excuse or privilege to abuse, that type of influence. So that's about it for today. I'll catch you guys in the next video.